say a few words about the concept of the seminar. It's written in English, पर ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੰਖੇਪ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਹੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਮੌਤ ਦੇ ਸੰਕਲਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਖੜ੍ਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕੀ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਪ੍ਰਪੇਖ ਹਨ, ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਪ੍ਰਸੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖੀਜ਼ਮ ਦੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਮੌਲਿਕਤਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਵਿਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਟਤਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿਵੇਂ ਮੌਤ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਰਮਾਨੰਦ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਦੀ ਹੈ. This is what I have tried to say in this whole paper. So since it is in English, I am sure you won't mind going along with me, because it is to be part of the volume that we are going to publish, and that volume aims at communicating globally. The seminar on the concept of call death in Sri Guru Granth Sahib was originally conceived by the late Baba Sucha Singh Ji as part of a series on the concepts of Sabad, body, love, humanism in the Guru Granth. After him, the responsibility of completing the series has fallen on the successor team led by Gyani Amir Singh Ji at Gurdwara Gur Gyan Prakash. We look into the structures and organizations of the national seminars held during the lifetime of Baba Sucha Singh Ji. It is not difficult to understand that his intention was to present the humanistic and emancipative message of Sri Guru Granth Sahib to entire humankind spread over various continents and regions. The scholars invited belonged to different religions and cultures. Extending the vision of Babaji, the present seminar is being held in the global scenario in which scholars are participating from India, Pakistan, USA and Canada. The disciplines that they represent belong to the pure sciences, social sciences, religious studies, the arts and musicology. The present seminar, as guided by the founder's vision and the vision of Sri Guru Granth Sahib, is multicultural as well as global. The hermeneutics that emerge are expected to be transnational, transcultural, translinguistic and broadly humanistic, dedicated to emancipation. In Sri Guru Granth Sahib, the theme of call, death is quite marked. The words of call meaning time and call as death have been generally used identically. If we understand call as time denoting change or becoming, then the current of thought is also present in the Guru Granth. In the West, some early Greek philosophers like Parmenides and Zeno regarded time as an appearance or illusion, considering being as a real and permanent, subject to no flux. But philosophers from Heraclitus to Marx and to Bergson, time is real. It affects history, social organization and consciousness. In other words, time is becoming and very dynamic. In Sri Guru Granth Sahib, time is appearance in relation to the timeless Akal Purukh, but in relation to human beings and societies, it is not unreal. It affects the formation and movement of the embodied beings. In Asa Ki War, Guru Nanak Dev gives both the perspectives. On page 465 of the Guru Granth, the Guru calls Kadiyan, or units of time, as puppet Gopiyan, and Pahar, or 3-hour durations, as puppet Krishnas dancing in streets. A puppet is imaginary with no real status. On page 470 of the Granth, in the same bar, Divine Ballad, the Guru uses the Puranic mythological historical yugas, ages, and reveals that the body is charioted differently in each age. In Satyug, the chariot is Dharma. In Treta, it is Par. In Dwapar, it is truth. And in Kalyug, it is falsehood. It is obvious that the body is not static. It is affected by the mythological historical phase. In other words, it becomes. But this, of course, is visible external becoming. The vital contribution of Guru Granth is in repeatedly revealing the reality of internal becoming, the evolutionary radiation that has been expressed through the image or sign of the radiant lotus. In Rag Ramkali, Siddh Ghosh Guru Nanak says to the yogis, the yogi who grasps the Sabad, sacred word, in his interiors the lotus radiates. by revealing Kartapura creator being as true primordially, as true before the beginning of ages, all pervading. Guru Nanak Dev also ends the sequential, linear or simultaneous time that has been energetically dismantled after Einstein's theory of relativity. The reality of future, past and present stands questioned. The future of a thing may become the past of another thing. Kal as death, or enjoiningly Jam Kal, the death power of Jam, Yam of the Upanishads, is also value-loaded theme of Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Death has been explained by the shorter Oxford Dictionary on historical principles as a final and irreversible cessation of the vital functions. Normally we understand it as the perishing of the body, but this is a problematic matter. Most of the religions with Semitic origin do not accept the cessation of the bodily functions as the end, because the Ruh has an independent or separable reality. The Ruh is restored to the person on the day of judgment. Those who are sent to the paradise or Bhishts live forever. Physical sciences now elaborate death as entropy. Entropy is the state of a system when its energies in isolation get disorderly. In chaos, it ceases to interact with other systems. In the language of psychology and philosophical anthropology, entropy is the state of being monological, of being close to the other. Eventually, the state leads to the system's disintegration and death. According to Freud, there is a continuous tension between thanatos and eros inherent in human beings at the instinctive level. Thanatos is death and eros libidinal love for the other. Norman Brown, in his famous book Life Against Death, published in 1959 and reprinted in 1985, says that thanatos separates and eros unites with the other. In most of the religious and scientific systems being followed in the present world, in the present West, death is part of cosmic life and in a certain way also necessary to continue the process of creation. John Bowker, in his important work The Meanings of Death, published in 1996, points out how the collapse of stars distributes some elements to new architectures of energy. He says, I quote, even to build a planet, let alone organic life, elements much heavier than iron are required, but those elements cannot be distributed without the extreme of collapsing stars and their explosion, because in that way the elements are fused, then scattered, so that they become available for new architectures of energy. In simple words, the creation of a human being or of a planet requires the death of stars for a new organization. Therefore, death is in the cosmic system is the extension of organic systems and energies. Each human or a natural object has a star inside somewhere. Although such views cosmicize death, yet they do not present it as an opportunity to love or unite with the cosmos. The cosmos is not a brotherhood for them. Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Heidegger also want to conquer death by absorbing it into the human search for meaning. For them, post-death phenomena is fiction. In India, since the Vedic days, the interest in unraveling the secret of death has remained continuous. The essence of the Vedas is contained in the Upanishads. In Katha Upanishad, Nachiketa goes to the god of death, Yam, to know the mystery. Swami Abhedanand, whose lectures on the Upanishads were published in 1953, sums up the advice to Yam, I quote, but if you want to know the secret of death, you will have to enter into the state of superconsciousness. You will have to commune with the infinite being and the knowledge will come to you. In other words, the Rig Vedic Upanishad doctrine is to possess the Gyan that Atma is Brahma through introspective meditation. The distinction and originality of the realization of death in Sri Guru Granth Sahib is that it is celebratory and festive. It is not a moment of crisis. Although death comes abruptly, achinte, says Baba Farid, yet it is not a moment of suffering for a Gurmukh, Guru-led, as it would be for a Manmukh, mind-led. Its absorption is also predetermined. Its abruption is also predetermined. The metaphor used is of wedding. Through death, a Gurmukh meets with the bridegroom Vaheguru, the Guru of wonder, beauty and truth. He is the beloved Sahib, the most dear Lord. In Rag Gaudi Deepki Guru Nanak Dev's Sambal Saha Likhya Milkar Pavo Tel Deo Sajana Sisadiyan Jo Hova Sahib Syo Mel. Since death is wedding, a moment of meeting and celebration according to Bhagat Kabir, the mind realizes the state of Anand, sacred jusa, illusion goes and supreme bliss prevails. The death that terrifies the world is a moment of illumination, an event created by the Guru's word. Guru Shabd. In Rag Gaudi Sukhmani, Guru Arjan Dev calls it Jyoti Jo Samana, absorption of light and light, like the merging of water into water. This is also the state of rest, Bisram, cessation of the cycle of birth and death. By using the metaphor of wedding, the poets of Sri Guru Granth Sahib transform a neurosis causing and horrifying moment into the moment of entering the cosmic brotherhood of beauty, truth and sacredness. This life is turned into a life of value-oriented preparation. The ultimate border crossing becomes a model for all border crossings. To meet with the beloved Lord at the final moment is impassioned love. It becomes an ideal for living all life in unbounded love for the other. This is a state of death in living. In Rag Suhi says Nanak, earn the jog that keeps you dead while living. Let the horn blow without blowing. Only you will attain the status of the emancipated fearless. Only then you will attain the status of the emancipated fearless. In brief, the concept of death in Sri Guru Granth Sahib is not merely introspective, rational, searchfully semantic or entropic. It is enlightening and festive. It gives value orientation and enables one to intensely and purely love the other at all points of border crossing by overcoming grief and anxiety. It is Paramanand. Thank you.